Good morning from here, everyone. You're welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. Today I'll be answering all the questions I got in my last video where I made pap from scratch. I realized a lot of people are still asking how we can make pap from cornmeal or maize meal. So in this video I'll be answering every question you need about making pap with any other thing but the normal Niger kind of maize, okay? So guys, this is our maize meal of choice. You can see it says white maize meal ground from the finest white maize kernel, popular in African and Mexican cuisine. So guys, this is the maize meal I'll be using. I chose white now because the last time we used yellow, right? So let's do something different in this video, but feel free to use any color of your choice. This maize meal just says white maize meal. It doesn't say pre-cooked. I've checked all over, but I didn't see anything that suggests that it's been cooked or anything. So make sure to check if it's pre-cooked or not. If it's possible to get the one that is not cooked, that's perfect. And this is how it is. It's not powdery. It has some kind of particles in it. It means it still has some kind of strength, okay? So I'm going to be telling us what I think about it and compare it with just cornstarch before the video is over. Stay tuned. So I've cut it open and poured into this nice bowl, and there it is. Feels like gari. So I'll pour in enough quantity of water and stir it to dissolve every lump. As this is the first time water is coming in contact with it, it's going to kind of absorb that water and swell. So you need to add extra water after a couple of minutes. Give it more stir and then cover it to start fermenting, okay? This is the next morning and I'll be showing you what is happening inside. You see, there's just one or two bubbles on the surface. I referred you to Flo Chinyeri's video on making pap with maize meal. But I realized that there are things I could improve on. If you want to get the full benefit from making pap with maize meal or cornmeal, you want to ferment it right away, okay? So once you've decided to use a maize meal or cornmeal for your pap, then forget about using it to make swallow afterwards, okay? So ferment it right away so that you can get the full benefit from it, so that some of the complex starch in them will not be lost, okay? That is what I would recommend. You can see by the second day this had a lot more bubbles and that classic smell was coming off. I think it had this more bubbles because we're not straining off every water in it since it's in a crushed form. So if it's ordinary maize, you wash it off and you manage to get most of the water out, but this is a batter and no matter how you strain, much of the water is still left, so it's really fermenting fast. So guys, by the second day I poured in more water and you can see the more I pour water, the more the bubbles are coming up. So it means that it's really fermenting, and by now I could safely just sieve it and make my pap, but I had to wait until the next morning. So during that time I had to strain it before going to bed and dropped it beside my cooktop, which is like the warmest place in my house. Guys, do same for you. Depending on if you're living in a cold or warm place, it needs a warm place to ferment adequately. So by the next morning I knew I had to start sieving this pap like it was ready. So guys, what the next step is to pour the batter into this blender. It's not smooth enough for you to blend, for you to sieve straight away without blending. Otherwise, you'll be losing some of the precious starch in that maize meal. So I'm going to be blending it one more time, okay? Like say 1-2 minutes, just like when you're making smoothie. And look at that. It came out smoother, which means more pap, right? Yeah. So guys, see that? See that? It's not smooth like smooth, but it's a lot smoother than it was, you know, when it was in that meal form, like the powder form. So guys, I blended up the rest of the maize meal, and this is what we're having. I think the second batch even looks smoother than the first. So just blend it sure to be really smooth as your blender can get it. And guys, I'm going to be showing us a new way to tie your sieving cloth. Yeah, you can omit the iron bar I used last time if you don't have it. So it's fine to just tie it like this, a bit to the edge of the bottom of the pot, like so that you can easily snap the knot open when you're done sieving. So there you have it. And the top is firm, which is what we're looking for. Okay, anything to make your sieving process easy. So guys, just like in the other video, by the way, if you haven't seen the other video, please, I will be leaving the link in the description area and at the comment area. Okay, yeah, the comment area is you scroll down to the bottom, to the last part of this video, like scroll down through all the video that YouTube will suggest to you now. Down there, at least for now, is where the comment section is. Okay, so I'm sieving the last batch, and one thing I'll say is that because I blended it more, you get less waste from it than if you had sieved it without blending, okay, or fermenting. Because when you ferment it, you break down the coarse particles even more, and when you blend it, you get more Akamu out of it. So I let it sit for 1 to 2 hours, and it had settled, so I'll sieve off excess water. Okay, yeah, so this is the much water I got, and it still has some water on top, but we don't want to waste our pap. So I grabbed some quick oatmeal for breakfast while I continue with this. After a couple more minutes, I went in with this spoon to scoop off more water. You can go ahead directly and pour this into your muslin bag, but if you pour, the more water you pour in, the longer it will take it to drain, remember? Yeah, so now that I've poured in everything, I'm going to squeeze out the much water I can until I got something like this. So like in the other video, we'll make our DIY fountain and cover it like so, and then let it sit until it has drained, which is like after a couple of hours, like say 4-6 hours. So guys, this is our baby. Isn't it looking beautiful? Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed with the results. I got this much pap from a 1.5 kg cornmeal, and look at that pap. So my thoughts, it doesn't smell like the corn you make, the pap you make from the maize, no, the proper Niger maize. So this recipe is for you that is longing for pap but can't find real maize. So, and when you're making this pap, you want to make sure that you mix it to be thick like so. Mix it to be thick like this, guys. Yeah, that way when you make it, you won't end up with runny pap. You can go ahead and squeeze on some lemon juice to give it more sour taste, but I decided to have mine plain so that I can give you all the information you need about making this pap with cornmeal. Yeah, so overall I'm impressed with the result, the look, the consistency, even the little bit of fermented smell. Yes, but like I said, it's not the, like, you can't compare it with the pap you get in Nigeria or in your home country, where it's made with maize and some dawa added, you know, all those good stuff they do to pap in Nigeria. Yeah, but this is certainly a very good alternative. I prefer it to using cornstarch, you know, the plain cornstarch, because I feel like this one, even though it's also processed, has a lot more complex starch to it. Yeah, if I'm to put it that way, I feel like it's less processed than the cornstarch you use in thickening your soups. Yeah, so it takes more time to make this, but it's definitely worth it. So if you are really longing for pap, you will give anything to have it, right? Yeah, so go ahead and give this a try. I had mine with some bread and egg-free tartar, but make your akara if you want, have it with some ogba if you want, and just enjoy yourself. Squeeze on some lemon juice, like I said, if you want it more sour, like if you want to get more sour taste into it. And with that, guys, I say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope your questions were answered. Until next time, my name is Geraldine. Have a beautiful day.